on YouTube. I think Michelle, go to the go to Pendleton County's Facebook, and it should have the URL link. You can go to YouTube. You might have to turn your volume all the way down if it starts. Okay, so she's made it live, so we'll just wait a few more minutes till 6 o'clock, and then we'll get started with the meeting. Okay, I'm going to call the order to the Pendleton County Fiscal Court meeting of April 14th, 2020. And before we move down to the agenda here, appreciate everybody logging in and watching. Kind of unique times we're going through. This first time that we've done this at Fiscal Court, so everything's new. So it may not be perfect, but we're doing the best we can, and to get all the residents of the county an opportunity to see the court and as it goes through our process. So without further ado, we'll start with, and I'm going to ask Magistrate Well if he would give us a prayer.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, so grateful we could gather this evening and discuss the business of this your county, and we just ask you to guide us as we make those decisions that be within your will, Father, within your way. Be with all those in our community, Father, and throughout our country, around the world even, suffering with the COVID-19 virus. We just ask you to place a healing on our land, Father, and return us back to you. And see your son, Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 So stand for a word of prayer, or press the flag, I'm sorry. Good. Pledge allegiance to the
Flag
The United
States of America, and
to
to
the
the
republic
republic for which it stands,
one nation,
one nation, under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty and justice for all.
for all.
Oh, Lord.
A
That wasn't
for
too
effort.
bad.
That was terrible.
We'll have to practice.
we had an echo effect going on, didn't
Yeah.
we? Okay, I have not made any additions or changes to the agenda that I had sent up to all the magistrates beforehand, so I just take a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion, Judge.
The motion from Magistrate Plummer, and who was second? I'm sorry.
Rick.
Rick. Magistrate Manier. On favor?
Hi.
Any opposed? Okay. Next we have on it, and just for the folks that's watching, each of us has a iPad, phone, or whatever that has our meeting on it, and it's been uploaded to a Dropbox that we go through. So they're all looking at things in front of them that's got all the agenda items on it. So that's what they're looking at is when we're going through the process of the different items on the agenda. So we have the minutes for the March 24th, 2020 fiscal court meeting. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to read all the way through that, but anybody that wants to make a motion to approve the minutes as presented, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes, Judge.
Okay, I got a motion from Magistrate Gregg. Need a second.
Second.
Second from Magistrate Plummer. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Everybody say aye.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yes.
You gotta speak up a bit so Mary Ann can hear everybody. Okay, thanks. Next, we have the treasurer's report. That's just for presentation. There's a regular treasury report for the month of March, and you'll have the quarterly report also for the treasury report. So look over those. That'll be up for approval at our next court meeting. All right, next we have the approved library board reappointments of Stacy Meyer and April Soto to the library board. I believe I put those on there.
Judge,
for
I'll
you all.
make a motion to approve. Judge, I'll make a motion to approve Stacy Meyer and I'm missing a page here. April Soto.
Okay,
Sato,
motion.
Soto.
close enough. I'm sure we'll get there. I got a motion. I just need a second.
Second.
Second by Magistrate Welling. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ah,
Okay. All right, next we have the approve the reappointment of Rodney Miles and Bob Fogel to the Pendleton County Industrial Board.
I make a motion, we approve Rodney Miles and Bob Fogel to the Industrial Authority Board.
Okay, I got a motion from Magistrate Manier. Need a second?
I'll second that one as well.
Second from Magistrate Welling. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
ah,
Okay. Any opposed? Motion passed. Next is the county's 2018 and 19 budget audit. Well, it's not the budget audit, but it's our budget for the fiscal year 2019. There were no deficiencies found that had been written, so.
All right, mine has decided not to load. I looked over this earlier. I'll make a motion to approve the county audit.
Okay, a motion from Magistrate Plummer. Need a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Magistrate Manier. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
ah,
Any opposed? Okay. All right, next we have the several sets of sheriff's audits. So when, when we had an outgoing sheriff go in, he had a part of the year. And then when Eddie come in, they took him up to April, and that's kind of the way it is. So, first one we have is from the former sheriff, and it was the audit that went from April 17th, 2018 through January the 6th, 2019. And it kept pretty well figured on his. Let me get down here to that. I think that.
Gentlemen, if you had time to, I don't know if you've had time to really look at that real close, but if you'll look at the findings on that, that's kind of interesting to see exactly how the auditor perceived the bookkeeping that was going on and so forth. So, I mean, it'd be interesting to get your all's feedback on that and how we continue on. I think it shows that we definitely need to do line item budgets and pass it as a line item to have a little bit more control on how we do things.
Yeah, I think there was just an issue they had written up that pretty well that stated that didn't, since we passed the budget as a line item, that the approval wasn't done by court before it was done or expended. So I mean, I think that's what you was going at, Rick, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it just gives us a little more oversight of how the money is being spent. And it's not saying that there was anything illegal done or anything like that, but it gives us a little bit more insight on how it's spent, that it's not being moved around and used in areas that we didn't pre-approve of.
Okay, good deal. All right, anybody else have any other comments on that budget or audit? Good. And then we have, go ahead, Darren.
I just wanted to say that I agree with Rick there.
Okay, good deal. Yep. The next one we would have would be from our current sheriff, Eddie Quinn. This goes from January 7th, 2019 through April 15th, 2019. And I think this is actually on taxes received. Get down here to it real quick. Yeah, this is on the taxes received and paid out. So that's what that audit's for. Is there any questions on that one that you all had seen? And then the
You're
other
on the
one,
you're on the current sheriff's budget.
yes,
And it looked like he had a little bit of administrative, but it looked like he had it, he was addressing it according to what the recommendations were of the auditor, the state auditor. So I think there was one little, I guess it was an accounting practice that they were doing that he was looking into trying to change. But I think he have replied and he is addressing it.
yeah, and it's pretty well a common problem with all small government. I mean, ever so often, it's kind of brought up to us too, on how many people actually check and balance is really what it boils down to. And when you have a small staff, you don't really quite get all the check and balance that the auditors want you to have. So, but that's another person you'd have to employ. So, I mean, but I think he's trying to do some other ways to kind of satisfy the auditors on that. But I think overall, it's done a pretty good job so far. So,
You need a motion to accept that, Judge.
yeah, all the audits, if it's good with everybody approving all at the same time, I think it'd be good.
I'll make a motion, we accept the state auditor's report
On all the three.
on all
On
three
each-
of all three of the audits.
Okay. Got a motion to approve from Master Manier. I just need a second.
Second.
Second from Master Welling.
Plumber.
Discuss. I'm sorry.
That was Josh.
Oh, was it? Okay. I seen you move. So
Sorry, Al. I didn't mean to move.
We look alike, Alan.
okay. Master Plummer done that. And if anybody's wondering, I have the court clerk. She's over here taking minutes down. So that's why I keep looking over, making sure she's hearing me. So, okay, we've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, next, we have to approve the appointment of April Tafalco to the Northern Kentucky Community Action Commission. Joellen Mitchell, she served on it for many years for the county. In that opening, April's been doing a lot of work. Of course, she's worked with our local community action on different projects, and she's talking whether she is willing to accept the role as a representing Pendleton County on that regional board. So just need a motion to approve her.
I make a motion to approve April DeFalco, Judge.
And a motion from Magistrate Gray. Need a second?
Second.
Second from Magistrate Welling. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, next, of course, we have John Gosney. He does the inspections for all of our generator sites and also our portable generators. He does these on a yearly basis or quarterly basis, I'm sorry. It's not changed from what it was last year.
Same as it was.
Yes.
Okay.
It's $90 per inspection, wherever he's at, so. So I just need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion, we approve John Gosney's bid for the preventive maintenance on the repeaters.
Yeah, we got a motion, need a second?
Second.
Second from Master Plummer. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. All right, next on our agenda, we had put out for bids to do lawn care for the old courthouse, dispatch, and the Justice Center. I did get received 3 altogether. I have 2 by email. Well, that's the way they, because of the contact thing, they could either mail them in or email them to me, and I mark the dates when I received them and all that on my email address. So our first one is from Shady Acres. And it looks like he is bidding on just the dispatch center alone. For the, I guess, clearing on the mulching side of it, clearing all the beds and debris, pruning when needed, application of weed killer, and putting mulch back down, fall cleanup. In the spring, he's wanting 230. In the fall, he's wanting 90. For the mowing, that's the mowing, grass, weeding, edging, and of course blowing off the walkways. That's 55 per mowing. Everybody hear those?
Yes.
Yes.
That 55 for the mow.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that the only bid, Judge?
No.
Okay.
What was the grass again, Judge?
55.
55 for the mow, and what was the snow? What was the other one?
This was for the mulching around the building, whatnot. 230 for the spring and 90 for the fall. Okay, the next one we have is from S&A Lawn Service. And it was also an email. All right, for the county courthouse, on the mulching side, in the spring, and it's really on the county courthouse side, we have the rubberized mulch right now for the clearing of the beds. And of course, a lot of them's got a lot of weeds in them right now, so that's going to be some more. And then we do have some reserve mulch or rubberized mulch over there to replace and redo if we need to. On the spring, it's $200. On the fall, it's $100. And this is on the county courthouse. For the mowing, of course, it's mowing of the grass, weed eating, edging, and blowing off the sidewalk is $100.
Every time, each.
Every time, each mowing, yes. All of these things are each time. Yep. The dispatch center, for the mulching, $280. For the spring, fall is $75. Mowing is $60. Was everybody able to get those?
Yep. Yep.
And the owner of that one is Bill Shea, who runs that one. And of course, Shady Acres is Jeff Atkins. So now that Bill Shea also put in a bid for the Justice Center. Right, for the mowing of the Justice Center is $180. For the spring mulch, it's $1,500. If there was any kind of tree watering and needed to be done, or any kind of watering the shrub, if beginning of the drought, it'd be $150. Mowing and trimming of the creek bank, and this is only like the third. It's only done every third week in a month, so it's just once a month. Really, is $65.
It was $65 for what, Judge?
For
Mow.
weed eating the bank, there's a creek bank. It kind of goes along
Right.
the outer edge there. Yeah. And
Is
of
that
course,
included? Is the creek bank included in the other bid as well?
which
We wouldn't have.
we've not, that's the only one that's got a creek bank to it. That's the only bid we've had for the Justice Center thus far.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Shady bid the Justice Center. So.
No, they just did the dispatch. Shady just done the dispatch center. Everybody good with so far?
Yeah. Hey, Judge, was there a fall at the Justice Center, fall cleanup? I didn't hear it if there was.
No, there was not.
he didn't bid a fall cleanup.
There wasn't, there's not one listed. It's supposed to be, you know, it's supposed to be continued all through the year. I mean, he'll do the initial and then he'll do the fall thing. That should
So
be
that 1,500 is basically for the whole,
for the whole,
whatever's needed for that season.
for the season. Yes. Yeah. Okay. The next one we get, it was received by mail. It looks like Gray property.
From who?
Gray Properties.
Oh,
He's giving me some extra notes to read here, so have to give me a minute. Okay, I'll probably just have to read you through this on this mulching thing. So we'll get through that. I'll give you the price as you go down through it, and then I'll read you the notes on this thing. So on the mowing is he has 170.
Four.
The Justice Center. $170. Yeah. And that's I don't know if y'all got the name of that. It's Gray. It's GRAYS.
Judge,
Yes.
I don't know if I didn't write it. The last bid you was reading from the Justice Center, the one with $180 per mowing. Who was that bid from?
That was let me get the
S&A lawn.
S&A lawn. Yes.
S&A. Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thanks, Josh.
No problem.
Okay, now back to him. This is where he says see notes. I'll have to read you all this thing because there's a lot of different things he's got in here. So the first mulch of 2020, we'll need to remove all pre-existing mulch, prune, trim, re-edge all beds, apply Teflon 5 weed, which is a weed killer, and then install new mulch at the price of $3,700.
And that's for who?
This is what Hagen Gray.
Yeah,
Gray
I know
property.
Hagen, but this is for just the Justice Center.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is different. Now he does have a hyphen there that installation of new mulch only, and that's not the removal of the mulch, is $1,500. Installation of new mulch with bed prep and pruning, $2,800. Then the weed control, 2 sprays, a spring and fall, $220 per time. Additional spraying needed as season progresses will be adjusted on invoices. Watering, which we've not had to do any watering, but he had it priced at $45 per hour. Now I can send all this to you, but I can't tonight. So, but that's what he has down for the mulching, and I can get you all that. Or I don't
Did
know
he
if that's-
bid on the dispatch center and the old
Yeah.
courthouse?
I got a lot of stuff to go through here. And also the mowing of the trimming of the bank, it was $100. And like I said, that's done every 3 weeks. Okay. Now for the county courthouse. All right, the dispatch center on the mulching on the spring is $450. Fall is 205. Mowing is 95.
This is also SA or gray?
Gray
Gray.
only right now.
So
And from what I can tell, let me just make sure. He did not put in a bid for the courthouse.
The old courthouse in?
Yeah,
So is that all of them you have, Judge?
that is all we have at this point.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept JD Acres for the dispatch center and S&A for the old courthouse and the new courthouse. The bid that Gray Properties has proposed for the new courthouse is a little open-ended. I mean, there's a lot of unknown in there. The other one is pretty much we know what we got. We know what we're going to, what we're getting for the money. There's no, we get an extra bill for this or extra bill for that. So that's my motion.
Okay, Mr. Mears made a motion to accept the bid of, I don't remember this. S&A,
Judge?
When was, go ahead, Darren.
But before we make a second on this,
yes,
I know my numbers. I've been sitting here pecking on my calculator. I know they're not 100% accurate. And you all may not agree with this. You may agree with it. But all this mulching business, I've come up to $5,903 for throwing stuff around a tree. I'm personally, I'm not into the mulching deal. If the county wants it, the county wants it. But that's a big savings that this county could save if we just have grass. Just
Well,
saying.
if I may comment on what Darren was saying there, the old courthouse, the mulch is already there. I mean, it's a rubberized mulch, and the dispatch center was going to be right at $300 for the spring and the fall. No, $400. I'm sorry, 400 and some odd dollars.
right.
I figured that right. $400 for spring and fall, and then $55 mulching is what Shady Acres bidded that at. And then S&A was $200 for the courthouse, and that was just to weed it basically and use our mulch, and then to do a weed for the winter. Am I correct on that, Judge?
That is correct. And $200 for this, to kind of come in, clean it all up, and plus keep weed killer. And this is a constant every week or that he mows, that then he has to do that. So
Not making light of the Justice Center, that is a pass through for the county that will be billed back to the state.
AOC,
For the
yeah, it's all
AOC.
reimbursed to the county from the AOC. Correct. Yes.
And I mean, I understand where you're talking about, Darren. I don't know how thick that mulch is over there, Judge. Do you have any
It's
clue?
supposed to be, well, the bid specs, and I'm pretty sure, let me see if I can find it real quick. 'Cause I'm rather sure that was stated that it would need to be removed. Let me just take a,
Is
We talked about this last year. Every year, I'm sure there's a conversation about mulch. Why don't we take the mulch out and put rock in, a decorative rock, and it never has to be replaced? You spray it with weeds and it's done.
That's kind of what we did at the old
Grass seed, mow it.
courthouse. It's kind of what we did with the old
I mean-
courthouse when we did the rubberized mulch.
So I think like where Gray is coming in, I mean, all of us feels like it's high, but let's just say that we took a look at this one time and got rid of all the mulch and put rock in it. And then for the next 10 years, we don't have to buy mulch.
I
You're
think
still
it's my
gonna-
time to try to save the county some money.
You're still
Well-
going to have, Josh, you'll still have the spring, the spring cleaning as far as weeds and spring and fall weeding in that as that goes along. I mean, even though you do put the weed block down, there's still going to be weeds in there. Who all recommended that the mulch be removed, and how thick is it as of right now?
Okay, here's what the actual bid specs say is for mulch. The mulch areas with should be with a black platinum triple, whatever, on the depth of 4 inches. Up to 2 times per season. The first time all mulch is to be completely removed and replaced no later than May the 1st. Second time, the mulch has touch up, clean up, and completed no later than September 30th.
So what you're saying there, the bid specs that went out that S&A actually bidded on the new courthouse is to remove that and then
Yeah,
put back
I mean,
4
that's
inches.
what
So they're
Well,
gonna
that's
remove
a
the mulch.
no-brainer.
bid there is.
They're gonna remove the old and put new in for $200.
No, 1,500.
1,500 on that one.
1,500.
Yep.
Where
And
did
$150 in the
$3,700
fall.
figure come from?
That was on,
3,700 is from Hagen, Darren.
that was Gray, yeah.
That was
Gray's
Gray.
property.
that was removal. That's new everything from the dirt up. Not
Maybe
just,
we ought to
not
change the
just removing
specs
it.
next year and just have it mowed and sow grass. But
Right.
go ahead.
That's for another discussion. I mean, I got to deal with what we got right now. So
Okay, I'm good with that.
these are the bids we got, and this is what we have to deal with this year. Now, if you want to pursue, changing the bid specs next year, then, we'll get together, before we get to this point, and we can
Good deal.
look at doing several different things. Yep.
All right.
So I had a motion from Rick to approve Shady Acres for the dispatch and S&A for the old courthouse and the Justice Center. Is that correct?
That is correct. Them were the two cheapest bids for the bid specs that we sent out.
Okay. Did everyone hear the motion?
Second.
Motion from Magistrate Welling. There's second from Magistrate Welling. Any other discussion on it? All in favor? Any opposed?
No.
No, one opposed. That was Magistrate Greg. Okay, let's move on down to the transfers. Anyone else, anyone have any questions on the transfers that's been submitted? And for the ones that's watching, what they're looking at now is transfers, moving either out of reserves into different line items, or, moving line items, some line items into other line items, just so the budget works. So that's what they're all looking at this point.
Judge, if no one has any questions, I'll make a motion that we approve the transfers.
Okay, got a motion from Magistrate Welding.
I'll second that motion.
Second from Magistrate Plummer. Any other discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, now we'll move on to the bills. Now, just for everybody watching, what they're looking through now is the monthly bills that they get. They get a list of all the bills that are to be paid. As per government legalities, we have 30 days to pay a bill, unless either one of these gentlemen finds a reason that for any certain bill that we shouldn't pay it, or we need to hold it over. So that's what they're in the process of looking over right now. So it could take them a little time. So, just be patient with us. We'll get right through this. So if any of you magistrates have any questions on the bill, I'll take.
What truck was the replacement of the wiring harness and 4 sensors on from Rodney's shop?
Let me get down there to that part.
What was that cost on that, Josh? It didn't show up on mine.
2,839.
2839.
That's the one that actually had caught on fire underneath the hood. And
Okay.
we had to buy a new wiring harness for it. There was a lot of repair on airline hoses underneath, right there underneath the hood where it melted.
Hey,
But other
Judge,
than that, yes.
is that our oldest truck?
Yeah, it's one of them. We got 2 of them that's like that. But it's not between the 2 older ones we have. That's the one that's in better shape.
Not to change the subject as of, while everybody's reviewing that, have you looked at any more, have you got any more numbers together for the replacement of those, one or two of those trucks?
We've got some bid specs put together, and they've kind of based off on the truck that we had looked at. But it kind of worked right in when all this kind of came into place. So we've just kind of set it on the back burner, and hopefully, once we get through this, and we could possibly go ahead and bid it out, but just kind of wanted to wait and see where all this kind of ended up as far as on budget wise. So
Yeah, I understand that. I just think I'd caution the court and or caution ourselves on spending big chunks of money on the older trucks that we may or may not either be trading in or taken out of service.
What's this truck worth? Is it worth the $3,000 we just spent on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's worth $3,000, but I mean that would probably be one of them we'd have to look at maybe getting out. And we really had to do something with it with the timeline that we're getting into blacktop season and resurfacing and so forth. So I mean we're going to need a truck, but we may need to look at the budget a little closer and move forward on trying to get one ordered, because it'll probably take them 6 to 8 months if we decide to go that route to get one in.
Yeah, but that's a pretty good chunk, and that's why that's why we're trying to put together the budget on that. And that's why I'm kind of it kind of put that on a little bit of a delay, because it's preliminary. We was looking at roughly about $120,000 per truck. Unless we get some bids in, it comes a little bit closer. So hopefully it'll be a little bit cheaper. So.
I have a question.
Yes.
We have a person comes in and sprays for bugs and stuff, right?
Yep.
We spent $5 for mouse traps. I just think it's funny.
Okay.
Nothing big about it. I mean, I think it looks good.
Low.
Okay. Any other questions on the bills to be paid?
No, sir.
I make a motion to pay the bills, Judge.
Okay. Got a motion from Mr. Gregg. Need a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Plummer. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Okay. Well, I'll just take a few minutes here. To the ones that's watching, I'd just like to, at this point, just kind of give a little bit, and, appreciate everybody's in the community, for the cooperation as we move through this pandemic issue that we're having right now. It's been tough on everyone. But I really do believe that it's a responsibility that's the citizens have taken that has kind of kept us from having a big outbreak in our county. If everybody's been watching news, I mean, there's increasing cases all the way around us, but we've been maintained. The few that we have, and we want to continue keeping those families in our prayer that they make a full recovery and that. So But again, I just wanted to kind of reach out and thank everybody. It is difficult, and if anything that I can, or as far as county judge can help anyone, you can welcome to call the office at 859-654-4321, and we'll try to help you out the best we can. So, and I'll ask generally at the end of every meeting, we go around to each magistrate and ask for any updates they need as far as what's going on in different departments. So I'll start out with Magistrate Renier.
I would just like to recognize the road department. The storm that went well is now it's been classified as a tornado that went through the southern part of the county. We are getting around, the road department is getting around and cleaning up the debris along the roads. It's just going to take us a little time, but they are doing an excellent job on trying to get that done. And I just like to let everybody know that we are working on it and we are aware of it. If there's something that you feel that we're not aware of, please give me a call or give the judge a call and we'll try to get it taken care of. That's all I have, Judge.
Yeah, thank you. Next, we have Magistrate Gregg.
I have no comments, Judge. I'm good right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Magistrate Plummer.
Nothing on my end, Judge.
Magistrate Welly.
I'd just like to say thanks for putting this together. I know you had something to do with it, but Michelle, I think probably had a lot more to do with it.
Oh yeah.
Also wanted to give a shout out to our telecommunicators since it's their week this week.
This is true. Yep. Good move. Yep. That's greatly appreciated. Yeah. They're a good bunch of employees up there. The state has been doing a great job the last few days. So that's for sure. Anyone else have anything, comments or anything?
Be glad when this is
Judge,
all over.
Judge,
Yes.
wanted to say,
Counsel.
never mind. I think I have a bad connection. Thank you for everything you've done, Judge.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on with us. All right. With that, I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Motion. Need a second?
Second.
Alan. Beat me.
All right.
Hopefully
all in
we can be in person next time.
There you go.
That'd be
All
good.
in favor to adjourn.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen, and Stacy.
Good night.
You all have a good night.